Hello, Taurus. I am back with your life and healing realignment reading today. And I just finished you guys' general reading. It was beautiful. You guys give me strength, for real, to move forward. Because the resilience that y'all have after putting up with what y'all put up with, y'all are my heroes, for real. I did tell all y'all how much I love Taurus. I do. Y'all got some strength, I swear. Okay. So for my healing and life alignment, I'm going to pull out 3 cards, and this is going to indicate to me what it is that y'all need to work on, okay? And then I'm going to pull from another deck, which is Mythical Goddess deck. I'm going to pull out another 3 cards. So we're going to do 3, 3, 3s. All right? One more time. Universe, what healing messages do you have for my beautiful Taurians for the month of April 2018? Oh, oh. Okay, and we're done. Okay. All right, y'all. So, Taurians, I'm getting deeply that you beautiful souls have been going through a very great spiritual battle where you're in a time in your life where all that you've been taught and all the things that you knew to be true are now in question. And that's okay. That's a good thing. I feel like the significance of the Hierophant card, the Faith card, at this time for you, beautiful souls, is to have faith in yourself. Have faith in your experiences. Allow your lives, situations that trouble you the most, to serve as lessons, to serve as I feel like a lot of you guys went through formal schooling, even higher education. And a lot of you are even questioning the validity of those things. I say, you went through everything for a reason. And there was a great lesson that you needed to learn in every situation in which you have gone through. And I believe at this time, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm just looking at these symbols right here. just the symbols of the, yeah. So at this time, it's reflective of you taking what needs to be learned or what needed to be taken from each individual situation that you've been through, formal or informal. Life is your classroom. You are the student, life is your classroom. And so you have to make of it, you have to stay aligned with your purpose in order for you to understand your lessons. And the ones that burden you the most at this time are the lessons you need to focus on. Because when you do that, you're going to come out on the top. Always. Because instead of you looking at your qualities, focusing on strengthening your strengths, you're now strengthening weaknesses, which is part of self-work. And just that mere realization, which you've been doing because you've been in such a reflective state of being, you've been in that Four of Swords energy, just rest, peace, just reflecting, the hangman reflection, looking at the things that you've been through. And now you're moving forward with your head held up high. Because I think before I'm saying anything, you realize the good things that you've learned through every setting, informal or formal. And now you're walking with your 6 wands illuminated. This is 6 of wands. But this is a temporary celebration, my friends. Because the work doesn't end here. Because now that you have newfound illumination, it's all about working with what you've been illumined. You will come to a point, the future holds a point where you will be able to sit down in a very blissful state, waiting for your harvest. Indeed. And 5 being, because you go from 5 to 7. 5 being the dynamic balance, symbol for the human being, represents you. The 6 is the synthesis, the integration, the balancing act of all that you've learned and gone through. So now integrating all that information you learned in your foundation and from your foundation to the point now. And then the 6 represents integrating the information. And then the 7 represents an initiation. An initiation, you might ask. Yes, an initiation. Because you're moving up. So now you're being initiated into the next level. Because we talked about in your general reading, there being a new beginning. With the Fool card paired up with the Emperor. My beautiful, beautiful Taurians, you guys. Your reading is just beautiful. Like, for real. Okay. So what we're reconciling, moving from denial. Again, with the scorpionic energy, the moon being in a lunar, a quarter phase, in the lunar quarter phase. In the house of Mercury. I feel like Mercury is about communication and technology. And so maybe perhaps you are denying yourself or actually not in the house of Mercury, in the house of Venus. So you are denying something in your love life. There's something you're going through, but you are in denial. You're having a hard time of letting go. But you have to use your intuition. You have to use your knowledge, everything that you've learned, all the lessons you've been through in the prior has now its place to assist to you in moving from this denial stage, being illuminated through the high priestess, because you're going through because you need to transmute these energies. Sacred fire card, that's a transmutive force. That's a transmutive force. It's a force almost similar to, think about it as like you going through, like what happens when a volcano, this is actually more of a gentle fire. So this energy is not forceful. However, it is a calm fire, but powerful enough to bring you, to ascend you through the issues that lie within, that has been keeping you from looking at the facts of the situation that you're in dealings with, perhaps with a Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising.
What am I doing?
But allowing the full energy of the moon to illuminate what the things that you know to be true and to be factual, and no longer hiding from the truth and allowing the truth to carry you forward. This could be a mother, a father, a sister. This could be work. This could be children. This can be any situation. But you are denying the facts of it. This could be even the way you were brought up. The education system that you received from. Yes?
How are you doing?
I'm doing a reading, baby.
Use my phone.
I'm going to give you the phone after. I'm using it right now, okay? Thank you, baby. Thanks, pumpkin. The white buffalo calf woman comes to you with sacred fire, a gentle, purifying energy to assist you in your transformation. Unlike or similar to the death card, you have the sacred white calf here, which is representative of purity. So there's a pure energy that resides within you that has been tainted, perhaps through the different systems of teachings that you went through. Maybe those teachings conflicted with your inner knowing, but you face denial for such a long time. You are in denial, like this can't not be true. Double negative. This has to be true. Why would I be taught this? Why would this information come my way? Or why would this person come to me? But it's okay to let go, because you learned what you needed to learn through those situations. Things have been illuminated for you. And now you're walking through the sacred fire to come out renewed, refreshed, to move forward in your new beginning. Alright, sorry about that, guys. My son. Stop making noise, baby, please. Mommy's almost done. I said I'm not done. No. No. Okay. These are the Light Worker Oracle cards by Alana Fairchild. They're such a pretty cover. Okay. So you got everything comes in threes. Okay. So you got 32, Divine Grace, the Law of Efficiency. Once again, 5, which is dynamic balance, the symbol for the human being. With this, 32 being 5, Divine Grace, Law of Efficiency. Due to your feeling of burden, being burdened, you're being asked in your time of introspection to look at ways in where you can be more effective in giving and receiving, allowing yourself to receive just as much as you give. Knowing your value is not tied directly to what you can give people, sweetheart. You are valuable directly to the core of who you are. And I feel like you will overstand that wisdom because you're being sent a second ray of wisdom. I believe this will begin in your new beginning. With an invitation to connect to your higher self, to the universal creator, the divine. The universal creator is the divine, however you look at it. God, the cosmos. You're being asked at this time of introspection to learn to manifest through the law of efficiency, being effective, where you're not depleting yourself any longer. And through your connection, which is the number 1 and 9, that's 10, which is 1. 1 is breakthroughs, abundance from angels of mercy and grace. Divine grace is coming to you. An invitation to connect. Your new beginning is an invitation to you to connect. The time has not been more open for you. Like, now is the time. The time has never been more open for you. And you should take absolute advantage of that. I'm gonna go in the book and just read to you. So 32, divine grace, also the number 5. Law of efficiency. It is a time in your life. It is a time your life becomes easier. It is a time for you to walk the way of divine grace and trust, simplicity and acceptance. You do not have to try to make things happen. You can gracefully act without attachment. Trust that all will be as it is meant to be. Surrender your struggles now and allow life to serve you with love and kindness. This is the most efficient use of your energy and will lead to the best results. The law of efficiency encourages us to work smarter rather than to work harder. It is like learning to allow a wave to carry you to shore rather than swimming the entire way with your own efforts alone or even against the currents, which would make the journey even harder. It is like planting a seed at the right time so nature will help it bloom in the spring rather than planting it in the dead of winter when it's a lot of effort to keep it alive. And even then it may not survive. This is the intelligence of the law of efficiency and the divine grace at work. To hitch your wagon to the universe in this way, you need to learn to listen. This means tuning into what feels right or wrong at any time. Sometimes you will want to push forward, yet your intuitive knowing will guide you to rest. Sometimes you will want to hide from a challenge, and yet know in your bones it is time to step up and shine with boldness despite the fear that you feel. The universe has a sense of natural flow, cycles, and timing that assures us that it supports every dream we dare to dream, and that everyone come to fruition in due course. It may not look exactly as you expect, but if you have set it in motion with desire and intention, karmic law will ensure it will find an expression. For this to happen in the most loving, graceful, and easy way, you must learn to hear, feel, and sense the currents of life and work with them rather than push against them. This is about common sense, allowing yourself to be helped, not making things more difficult for yourself than they need to be. Imagine that you have a chance to share a feeling of love in a room full of receptive people. That time is right. They are open, and your efforts create the maximum effect for love's success. Or you could expend the same amount of time and energy by arguing with one disinterested person in an attempt to get them to understand and receive your love, even though they actually have no interest in doing so. They just wish to have their own point of view and for you to agree with that. One is working with the law of efficiency, and the other is working against the tide of life. It is not bad to choose the harder way. Sometimes it can be a great learning experience, but you are being encouraged with this oracle to explore the easier and more graceful way more often, especially at this time in your life. 1 second, because there is a helping hand in a natural wave of energy and life that is going to be able to support your rising spirit in manifesting something truly beautiful and special in the world. What is it? Mommy's busy. 1 second. The law of efficiency is also sometimes known as the path of least resistance. We must find strength that comes from letting go and trusting the universe knows what it's doing. It takes a spiritual maturity to see to wisdom greater than your own immediate understanding. Then you are surfing the wave rather than swimming against the currents. How efficient to work with life and its cycles rather than believing you must struggle and strain to be heard, loved, rewarded, and inspired. You have the maturity within you. Trust now. Trust that all will come in time. Wow, that hit me. I was like, whoa. Second ray of wisdom, y'all. With the second ray of wisdom card, the second ray of wisdom is a consciousness of loving wisdom straight from the heart of the universe. It amplifies the magnetic power of attraction, empowering you to pull into your life all that is needed for your life's work. It brings the opportunity to heal, restore, and understand through the power of love and the light of ancient wisdom. The spiritual master known as Buddha is with you now, and to help you fulfill and receive and integrate your blessings of this ray of light from the universe. The second ray of light is the energy of open and loving heart of the universe. It is inclusive, drawing all things towards it, and with all invisible magnetism. It is gifted to you at this time to help you attract into your life the people, opportunities, and teachings that will help you succeed in your life mission. This ray will help you focus on your consciousness in your heart. It will bring to consciousness any unresolved matters of the heart for healing. This includes not only issues of relationship, but also any issues around trusting your heart to lead you. This ray will help heal your heart in an affirming and nurturing way. The challenge with this ray, given that it is so magnetic and attractive, is learning to discern the say no when you need to. Imagine a fisherman who casts a very wide net and catches most of the ocean in it. Not everything is useful or even desired by the fisherman. While some things are gracefully accepted by the fisherman, other things are best returned to the ocean where they belong. Being able to trust in the future abundance is important. You will not need to hold on to every opportunity, person, or situation out of fear, loss, or lack. Instead, you are learning to live in true abundance and flow. Practice feeling comfortable in letting go as well as receiving. Trust that the universe has all that you want and need in unlimited supply. The universe will truly provide for you, dear child of light. This is the very different way of thinking of how most humans are conditioned from an early age. But it's never too late to change one's open mind and hearts to more loving, abundant, and enjoyable way to live. When the Buddha comes into your world, he brings the gift of wisdom. This includes openness to all that is without judgment. This might be a struggle that will eventually lead or be revealed as a blessing in disguise. It might be the challenge that causes you to grow into readiness for the next phase of your divine life's mission. Finally, as the second ray of wisdom relates particularly to teachers and education, you are encouraged to trust that you have a message to share that is helpful and educational for others. Whether your involvement in education and teaching is formal or less obvious, you're encouraged to honor your energy as a teacher in your life. In some way, your sole purpose likely involves helping others to learn through wisdom and love. I'm telling you, I'm very drawn to Taurians because you guys are very full of wisdom, and some of my best buddies are Taurians that I seek advice from a lot. They help put things in perspective to me practically because I'm an air sign, okay? I'm in my head a lot, and they help me just lay the foundation. Like, they help me look at they help me see what I wasn't seeing in like a greater perspective. Like, you guys have like that about you that I really appreciate. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift. All right. Now, your invitation to connect. This is gonna be my fight. Okay? Because love exists throughout our universe. Many loving beings that do not belong to the human race exist in worlds beyond the earthly realm. Among these are those who are aware of spiritual plight of humanity and are willing and able to help us move forward. Unlike those whose closed minds, because they fear of the unknown, have an open mind and an open, receptive heart. Beings from other worlds recognize you as receptive channels for their unconditional, loving assistance in this world. You will both benefit from this individually and help the planet. So you're being offered an invitation to connect. There are many dimensions in this existence, all right? So for those who are developing evolved sensory percept. Okay, before I even move on forward, for those of you who have a set mind frame of your belief system and are not open, this isn't for you. Disclaimer, this isn't for you. For those who are receptive and are open, this is for you. There are many dimensions to our existence, okay? So for those who are developing evolved sensory perception, the senses will not be restricted to being impressed upon by the physical dimension. There are higher dimensions that the psychic or emotional nature can recognize, and even more refined dimensions that the higher minds can recognize. Beyond that, there are dimensions that the mind, even in its most expansive state, cannot grasp. But the spirit knows to be real. The more your sensitivity to subtle energies evolve, the more aware you become of these worlds beyond this world. So for some, this will be easy to accept and will inspire interest in learning more. Others may be tentative about exploring connections with non-earthly beings. Great peace can grow in the heart of those who are unafraid, who are open to the idea of being the idea of beings that are aware of humanity but not human themselves, who want to help humanity evolve and have spiritual powers to be able to do so. So no matter how mixed up and consumed by darkness the world seems at times, there are so many powers of light working to see the earth and humanity through the most interesting times, to see us come into our spiritual enlightenment. Okay, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. We're moving towards a golden age again. We are in a dark age, and we're moving into the age of enlightenment. Okay, folks, and there are beings, higher dimensional forces and beings that are working to assist us on that level. Okay, because they see the greater scheme of things. They understand and have a higher perception, a higher knowledge, and a higher gate of wisdom that us here are still learning and haven't even cracked the shell of yet. So if you have been contemplating life beyond the earth, perhaps talking to the stars or gazing wistfully at other planets, if you have been intrigued by the mysterious codes of light, and sound, you are embedded in crop circles, or simply have a feeling that you would like to work with beings who are more spiritually evolved than humanity at this presence, then you are giving a clear message with this oracle. There are beings in this world that are very aware of your open, loving attitude and and are here, and the work you are doing. They are aware of this work. They're here for you and they're open to supporting your work. Just got to get connected. The invitation to connect is here. So since we live in a free will zone on earth, we must extend an invitation to receive assistance because you are unafraid and resonate from a place of peaceful curiosity and higher level of awareness. You are capable of issuing the needed invitation to those that can assist humanity from a place of unconditional love. Of course, there are forces of broader universe, just as there are forces in the natural world here on earth that will not be so helpful to triumph of love of this planet. Therefore, we must issue the invitation to the forces of light with a peaceful heart and a wise mind. Okay? Higher guidance coming for the highest good. You can call on higher knowledge, but they're not here for your higher good. I'm just saying, or the highest good of humanity. So you got to be careful with this as well. So therefore, we must issue our invitation to the forces of light with a peaceful heart and a wise mind. The invocation below, there's an invocation. I'm not going to read through it. I feel like you can create your own invocation using your own intuitive forces to connect. I would start with ancestors. From ancestors, spirit guides. From spirit guides, ascended masters. From ascended masters, your ascended masters can guide you to who to connect with, even on higher realms and higher dimensions, in order for you to know exactly what you need to be doing, because you're here, not just here to have an experience as, a human, but you have also a calling, my Taurian friends who are watching today, to assist in, you know, being a light on this planet, and that will be done with you walking in your path. It doesn't have to be some secret, super duper mission, like, you know, like the Hollywood thing would have us believe, but just you being true to yourself, walking in your purpose, walking in your light, and walking in your with your highest self, and working towards your highest good, will be the light that will be able to illuminate those around you and set a very beautiful and strong foundation for you on your new beginning. My dear Taurians, your reading was absolutely delightful. I am honored that I got to explore this reading with you at this time. OMG. And the light didn't even go out. Holy cow. So you have a wonderful April, and be sure to check out, sorry you guys, I'm dropping cards. Be sure to check out daily guidance and daily readings that I'll be having for you guys. Just general readings for everybody. It will not be sign specific. But thank you so much for tuning in. Peace, love, and blessings.